the man that we want. We want a man that we desire. We want a man that we're actually attracted to physically, emotionally, psychologically, intellectually. And if you're not
perfection,
you know what I mean?
Nowadays,
It is a lot to ask, and I just
it's
I actually think it is.
No, I swear to God, everybody trying to convince us that we need to accept the bare minimum needs to go somewhere. No, that is not a lot to ask. I swear to God, the bar's in hell.
No, I agree with you because
I just don't want it. They want my point. Yeah. So if you're not all of those things, if I don't desire you, I really don't want you. Real boss men, they do not desire a financial.
Well, before she continues, because I want to cover that. What just said. What do you think?
You mean that little discussion they had about whether it's a lot to ask?
Everything. What they just said.
I mean, well, nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. So like you. All right, man. All right. How do I put this?
Here, get your thoughts, process that. Yes, no one's perfect. The problem is women expect perfection. That's the problem, right? That's the problem. The bar isn't hell, really? The bar? I mean, come on. The bar doesn't start at a millionaire man. Right? That's not the bar. That's not where the bar starts. Millionaire and then above. That's not where the bar starts.
So all right. Then what's the bare minimum?
Bare minimum?
What's the bare? Yeah. What do you think a bare minimum is?
It's just being a good guy.
Okay.
Being a good person.
Right? Is being a good person, is just being a good person enough? Should they just have to accept that? Should you just have to accept that?
Just a good person? No.
Yeah.
There's other things too, right? I want a person who's good, but I also want a woman that's talking. I mean, a good person is where the bar starts, okay? And then other attributes add to it.
Right.
That's the thing.
Right.
So,
is there a point where you're asking for too much, or where you're asking for a lot?
Yes.
We're at that point.
Okay, like I said, like these women, right? Flip side, if I'm asking for a supermodel, the bar's not in hell if I'm asking for a supermodel. No. Right? The bar isn't in hell if the man doesn't make six figures. That's not the bar. That's not where the bar starts, making six figures. Right? The bar doesn't start when I think a woman is an 8 or a 9. That's not where the bar starts. Right? If she's not an 8 or 9, the bar's in hell.
Yeah.
Seriously? No, the bar starts at if she's a 5. Average. 5 is an average, right? The bar's in hell if she's a 3. Right? That's in hell. Now.
So I agree with you that essentially you're not going to get everything you dream of across the board in a man. I mean, if you hit the jackpot, maybe, but I don't even think it's fair to expect that because nobody's perfect. And I don't think it's fair to the other person to expect that. But you can get most of the things you want. And you have to set a list of priorities. What's most important? And if you get the things that are most important, some of the things that are less important, you could do without. Because you're not going to be everything to that person either, right? So
to be honest, I think most men, if they get 60, 70% of what they want, they would be happy.
Yeah.
Women, I think it's 90, 95. I mean, like they maybe have a 5 to 10% leeway.
Okay.
But it has to be like 90% or better. That's the thing. 90%. I mean, come on. And usually, right? The crazy shit is the 90% is the same like every woman. Like 6 figures. Good, like really handsome. Pack a dick like a baby's arm. I mean, come on. It's like practically every woman wants the same thing. So really, I mean, like And this is the thing, right? This is why men say the shit they say. Why the top tier men have so many options. Because all women, practically most women, want the same type of man.
Or an intellectual equal. They are not attracted to it. It is a turn off. The people, I just don't want it. Was my point.
Yeah.
So if you're not all of those things, if I don't desire you, I really don't want you. Real boss men, they do not desire a financial or an intellectual equal. They are not attracted to it. It is a turn off. The PP goes, burp, burp, burp. It does. I'm telling you the truth. They did not go to law school, L'Oreal, so they could end up with a peer. They went to law school, they went to medical school, they went to Harvard MBA so that they could be the dominant, so that they could run the shop.
We're all single here on this panel. Are you single?
No surprise.
I am definitely single.
I'm newly single
I've been single a very long time.
and single and all successful,
Yeah.
which is scary. So it is that hard, right? We're saying it's not that hard, but you have 4 successful women.
Because the success is not to our advantage.
Beautiful.
romantically.
Now,
Okay, let's just name some things.
Yeah.
Okay, because I can't sit up on this panel and not name the fact that even in this conversation of 4 diverse women of different lived experiences, we still represent some similarities. Nobody on this panel is darker than a brown paper bag. We need to name that. Nobody on this panel is more than a size 10. And so let's just kind of expand.
I think the first woman is bigger than size 10.
A preference.
Yeah, but am
I the only one here?
No, I'm listening. No, we're listening.
We represent a preference amongst what society and in particular Black men have said they preferred. And yet, we represent Black women that are still paying a price and a tax for our success. Can we imagine what this conversation looks like with our darker melanated sisters? Can we imagine what this conversation looks like with our curvier sisters? So I think that this is showing to me the impetus of the crisis. We're in a crisis when it comes to Black women in romantic partnership, because to Melissa's point earlier, of course we can, and many of us do date outside of the Black race, but I'm never gonna try to convince a Black woman to want something she doesn't want.
oh,
Right?
never,
You know what I
never,
mean?
Absolutely
If you are attracted and desirous of a Black man, that's what I want for you.
All right, thank
It is a crisis that women have started and continued. It is a crisis that women are the perpetrators and the creators of. What do you think?
All right, to an extent, some women are asking for a lot. They're asking for, they want a lot from their men, and that's okay. You just have to, like you said, like if that's what you want, and you don't complain when it's hard to get, right? Like I want someone to look like Halle Berry. Like that's gonna be awesome, but there's not that many women look just like her. You know what I mean? So
I don't expect it.
Right, exactly.
I mean, it's like, to be honest, there's a dream women, and what I think. Okay, it's like, yeah. I mean, like I like Jessica Alba, but no woman I've dated looks like Jessica Alba.
Yeah, right.
So really, it's like, this is the thing, right? They complain. They complain about it.
Now, but now here's the other thing. I mean, we spent time listening to them talk, but you and I don't know what they've already been through to this point. What I mean by that is we don't know how many times they've actually compromised on what they want. Like you don't think they ever have.
This is the thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that women don't compromise on certain things.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is what they compromise on is the stupid shit, right? Let's say a man that's loyal. Okay, fine. They compromise on that. A man that's not as good looking. Okay, they compromise on that. I doubt any of these women really compromise on a man that makes money. Right? Makes good money. Right? But this is the thing, right? What I honestly believe, and I believe this is like from women that make six figures to women that like absolutely dirt poor. Women don't compromise on men that makes money. Women will, if they have to choose, like, right? If women have to choose, they will compromise first on morality, principles, personality. That's what they would throw out the window if they had to choose between those three or a man that makes money.
I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that.
Why can't you? There's nothing to disagree with.
Well, you're talking about people in a certain tax bracket. That's what you mean.
I'm talking about 90% of women.
I disagree with that. I disagree.
How?
Because how many times have we seen the woman who? How many times have we seen the woman who puts up with the criminal? The guy right out of jail, who they held down before he got locked up, and who they're willing to hold down after he comes out. He ain't got no money. He ain't making that. He's homosexual. That's where that term comes from.
But look at this, right? They still compromise morality principles. What do they throw that way for? Looks.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying, I agree that
I'm saying if those out of those two, right? I'm saying out of those two,
okay.
right? If you do that, yeah, they're gonna personality or money. They're gonna sacrifice money. I mean, personality. Now, let's say good looks and charm, or morality and personality. Yeah, they're gonna still sacrifice morality and charm, or morality and personality. It's like, to be honest, I give you the three things that women want: looks, charm, and money. Right? That's what they only think about that. Okay. That's the only thought they have. If a man has that, oh, that's who I'm gonna go for. And yet, it will be a string of failed relationships. Because this is the thing, right? This is the problem. Like, we talked about this, right? The generations of old, even in the black community, they're not thinking about how good looking this man is. They're not thinking about, oh, how charming this man is. They're thinking about what kind of man this is. What's his personality? What's his character? His morality, right? His personality, right? That's what family cares about, because they know that that's what will make a better, stable relationship, stable family, right? Money is great, but you can build the money, right? Looks and personality, looks and charm is nice, but I think that's a facade. That thing is not gonna make a relationship stable, right? That's the thing. And I'm sorry, black women are synonymous with it, because they pass that with generation to generation. How I say things, right, is because there's statistics to back it. One of the highest single mother rates, one of the lowest marriage rates. And then you could correlate that with a lot of things, right? There was I forgot where it came from, but there was a quote where black women are the ones who made desirability of thugs and criminals number one. Black women have created that. They push it out where being a thug is so hot, being a criminal is so masculine. And that's the thing.
I don't know if I agree with that.
How could you effing not?
I don't know if I agree.
Okay, then give me a counter.
So, women in general, they like a strong man, right? Right? like thugs and criminals are often men with strong personalities, men alpha men with a presence, right? Women like that, right? And a thug or a criminal is a skewed version of that. And society over the years has portrayed black men in that way. So they've created the picture of the thug and the criminal. So I don't think black women have caused that to be the thing. I think women have always been attracted to that kind of man. And but because of culture, especially in the United States, when you say thug, you think of Tupac. You know what I mean? Like so yeah, a lot of women are attracted to that kind of man, but I don't think it's black people's fault or black women's fault that that's the case.
How is it not? Because you perpetuate it.
I don't think they're the ones who perpetuated it. I think all
they
women
are. Like seriously, how is it not?
I think it's just I don't think they
let me tell you this, right? Let me tell you this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if black culture, black women were being, and this is crazy, but they were a string of single mothers that their fathers were engineers, were geeks, comic book geeks, were nerds, and absolutely all the gangsters, criminals, and whatever were childless. What does that tell you? What does that tell you that, wow, you know what? That's not attractive. Being a criminal, being a thug, being, a degenerate is not attractive to women. And yet, I can tell you this, right? Practically most of criminals have children, multiple children.
But that just speaks to the fact that that kind of man is attractive.
But that's what I'm saying.
But you're saying that black women have made that the case. Black women haven't made that the case. Black women are victims of it.
How are they victims to it? You're not a victim. See, this is why I hate, right? You're not a victim to whatever for a situation you chose. There's no you don't call for victimhood when you like. I'm not gonna scream out.
If you're not a victim of something you choose, then you can't say black women perpetuate anything because everybody chooses what they want. Nobody can be influenced. But if black women are pushing out this, if black women are perpetuating if they're influencing people to like thugs, if they're the ones who have made this a thing in culture, you're saying that they're influencing more and more people to like thugs and criminals. But if you can't be a victim of influence, then you can't blame them for that.
I'm not saying you're a victim of influence. I'm saying, yeah, you are being influenced. I mean, how can I not blame them for that? Because they chose to do it. This is what I'm saying, right? If you are a victim of influence, supposedly, then yes, how can I blame you for being a victim? I'm saying you are willingly taking these influences and then dictating your life to it. So let's say this, right? Hypothetically, your mother is now a single mom. Your father is, in prison. Now you are a single mom. Your partner is in prison. Now your child, so on and so on. This is the thing, right? Well, I say accountability matters. No one's taking a stand. Where, let's say, the daughter then is like, I'm not dating a criminal. I'm not dating a man that's going to abuse me or be a criminal or, be an absent dad. I ain't going to date. I'm going to give a child to a man that's not going to be there, that's not going to want to marry me. This is the thing, right? Where I say accountability. I'm saying that it's taking a stand. This is the thing where we cannot just be blinded to, people's actions. They're allowing this to happen, right? It's what you choose. I'm a big proponent of accountability. And this is why I said women choose, like I said, right? Let's say this, right? You are one of the most upstanding men I know.
Thank you.
Now, let's say if you had 10 baby moms. Wow. I think that's crazy. Right? I think that's crazy.
That would be crazy.
Then it's like, as crazy as that situation is, at least I know that all your kids you're taking care of. All these women you wanted to marry, but they just, whatever, they didn't want to marry you. That's the thing where I know the type of man you are. And so I know that, let's say these 10 women, they were attracted to a man that at least it's morally sound, that would be a good father, that wanted to marry them, but whatever, they didn't want to marry you, right? This is the thing where they picked a person that would have married them, wouldn't have had a child, wedlock, all this shit. The problem is that these women chose men, and I've said this before, women choose men that they know won't last. You choose a man that was dealing drugs on the streets. You chose a man that abused his last 2 girlfriends. You chose a man that has 10 baby moms. You know this shit is not gonna last. You saw the red flags, right? This is the thing, right? Women choose, like, and I get it, the whole proximity, right? Like, okay, there's, thugs, dealers, criminals all around me. But that's the thing where I still think that's a cop-out. That's also a cop-out because, like, again, I know that there's not every black man is a criminal, right? Not every black man is a thug. But this is the thing, right? Where women can change that perspective. If women, like, say that, no, I ain't dating this man. He's a criminal. I ain't dating him. I don't want, he's ugly. He's disgusting. I want that engineer. I want that geek. I want that guy who's a 9-to-5 job, making $60K, responsible, right? That believes in marriage, that would respect me. I want that man. That's the thing, right? I said before, women dictate the dating market, not men. Women. This one, women have more power than they think they do, than society thinks they do. Average women have more power than average men, substantially more, right? Especially in the dating market, because you gotta think, right? And here's the thing where people will say, like, I don't know, you have no one and all that shit, but it's like, again, women choose it, right? It's not like we don't talk to women. Women, if they don't want you, they don't want you, which is whatever. It is what it is. But this is the thing, right? Where women wouldn't want a man they're not attracted to a man that's stand on his principle, that's faithful, that would be a good father, that wants to marry you. No. They want that aspect in the man that they want, right? Let's say, like, the NFL athlete, they want that man to become, let's say, have your personality in an NFL athlete. That's the thing, right? That's the problem. They want that personality, let's say, in a gangster, in a criminal, to, like, oh, I'm gonna change my way and work 9 to 5, but I was a criminal and all. It's like, this is what women want. Like, women want perfection. They want to build a man. That's the thing. They take attributes all around. But that's that thing is like, that's the thing where, like we're watching this video, right? It is the illogicalness of it. And that is why these women who are, let's say, above late 30s, they're still single, or they're newly single. Because, again, I said women can always find men, but can you keep a man? Women are gauged on, can they keep men, not about how many men they can get, because it's easy for women to get many men, but it's not easy for women to keep men.